Hi everybody, good morning. I just woke up. I'm pretty sleepy. Today I'm going to do the morning routine. I did my first one 2.5 years ago, and today I'm going to walk you through every single detail of what I do. Since doing this 2.5 years ago, I've become the most measured person in history. And I think the health markers we've achieved are pretty remarkable. I'm going to show you everything I do step by step. So let's get going. The first thing I'm going to do is use this Braun thermal scan device. I measure my inner ear temperature every day. I do this as a safety and efficacy check for various therapies we're doing. If I'm running hot, then we know it's an indicator of something. The temp this morning was 96. So my body runs around 3 degrees Fahrenheit, roughly cooler than normal. Most people are 98.7 thereabouts. I run around 95.5 or 96. It's a result of my dietary protocol. After this, I'll flip on this UV light. This is 10,000 lux at 12 inches. I turn this on and I usually just enjoy thinking about the day for a minute. I just get a few minutes of exposure. I wake up normally when it's dark outside, and so I can't see the sun. And so in place of the sun, I'll use this device. It helps set circadian rhythm. It improves sleep. After the light exposure, I'll take 2 pills. It's some heme iron, 10 milligrams of heme iron and 250 milligrams of vitamin C. I'm trying to get my iron levels up. They're borderline. They're okay, just borderline. I'll weigh myself every day. It's weight, BMI, fat, muscle, visceral fat, water, bone, heart rate, and EVA. It also gives me the air quality in the area, and it gives me a hand waving, have a good day. All right, then one final thing before I go downstairs. I'm going to do 5 minutes of light therapy. It's blue light, and it keeps my complexion clear. 5 minutes, and it's also a nice time to do a little meditation. I'll focus on my breathing. All right, complete. Let's go downstairs. All right, one thing I've added to the routine lately is I do a meditation before I start this portion of my morning routine, about 10 minutes or so, and I've really started to enjoy it. I've learned a few different meditation techniques, but yeah, I do this for about 10 minutes. It helps me really settle myself as I get ready to go throughout the routine. Okay, now let's start the next part of the morning. My morning routine is about 3 to 4 hours. It varies on a given day. Sometimes I go a little faster, sometimes I go a little slower. I always wake up naturally, so it's somewhere between 4:30 and 6 a.m. I wake up. I go to bed at the same time every single night. And sometimes I sleep through the entire night and I wake up earlier and I'm ready to go. Sometimes I wake up once and I have to go back to sleep, so that requires a bit more time. But I never set an alarm, I just wake up. Also, I'm being self-reflective on camera today. You know, I can imagine you viewing me and being like, this guy is nuts. Probably true. But you know, the thing is, no one's ever tried what we're doing before. We're trying to basically measure every single organ of the entire body, and then we're trying to rejuvenate the age. And so every day when my team and I meet up, we're talking about, like, you know, the heart or the lungs or the pancreas, the liver. And so sometimes the analysis is we look at the data we've acquired, we do some sort of assessment on the therapy, and then we implement it. But my job is to basically go through this full process from identifying the organ to looking at the analysis and then incorporating it. So sometimes that's taking a pill, sometimes it's putting in a new device, sometimes it's, you know, a new exercise protocol, sometimes it's a new meditation practice. I now think of myself as a professional rejuvenation athlete. My life is trying to be the science. It's like being the entire process of the discovery and analysis to the implementation. And so I understand when people look at this, they're like, that's nuts. It is nuts. But it's exactly what's required in the year 2023 if you want to do this entire process trying to look at every organ in the body. When you see my 3 to 4 hour routine, this is not something I'm trying to suggest you do. I'm just trying to give you context on what I do, and then you can hopefully pull nuggets from it here and there on what you want to do, but you definitely don't need to do the entirety of my routine. This is a little bit of a disaster, but let me give you a quick idea of what's going on over here so you know. This is the device I use for my dry eye. I'll do this for 30 seconds in the morning when I wake up, first thing. So basically I start here on the right hand side and I move to the left. So first thing is the eye, 30 seconds. And the first time you would do this, it's gonna be the most intense, it's like an orgasmic sneeze. It's the most intense feeling you've ever had in your entire life around a sneeze. As you do it more, you become more accustomed to it, but 30 seconds on each side. And the second thing is I use these eye drops. This is for cataract prevention. I'm aware of the air quality, so it looks like air quality in Venice today is really bad, but I'm always aware of what the air quality is like. Okay, next is preparing the morning pills. Every 2 weeks, my team organizes all the pills. In between that time duration, we change certain things, and when we change it, it's a manual change, and these manual pills become my responsibility. So when I pull out my pill tins, I'll take the new manual ones we're taking, and then when the 2 week time frame comes, they'll be incorporated into the whole process. Yeah, you can see we're about midway through the 2 week cycle. So I have about a week left. These are my upon waking pills. Okay, now I have all these pills ready. I'll do the Green Giant. Talmadge and I have this pre-mixed so that it's quick. I'll do 5 tablespoons. You see I move pretty swiftly through this thing. So I don't know how many pills in here. I think last time we reported it was something like over 50, maybe 60. That looks like a lot more. So I'm not sure what's going on here. We have very little room for more before we need to change our pill tins. All right, that was maybe 5 or 6. I'll finish it up. With the morning pills down, then I'll get the food prepped, and then we will go work out. Oh, prior to that, I'll use red light therapy. I started losing my hair in my early 30s. It's been a difficult thing. I've had to work really hard to try to keep a head of hair. And this is a useful thing. It's one of 6 different things I do. This is super veggie. This is what I'm going to eat after we work out. I rotate every month. 1 month puree, 1 month whole pieces. And the puree I find to be a lot, well, I like it for a lot of reasons. I know people look at it and they say it's a green goop and they like to make fun of it. It's really helpful to have it in this blended form, almost like a veggie hummus. Otherwise, when you have the whole pieces, it takes me over 30 minutes to eat. Yeah, overall, it's a lot of vegetables every month. It's over 50 pounds, I think, if you add it up. I'll prepare my second meal of the day, nutty pudding, while I'm here. 2 cups of protein, so 1 cup of blueberries and blackberries. I like my nutty pudding a little chalky. I go through these different phases and change it up, like the super veggie, the puree, and then the whole pieces. Same with nutty pudding. And I wonder how people in the future will look back at me. If they're like, yeah, you know, he was someone who made sense. He figured it out. Or if they're like, he was really off. The food's all prepped, so when we come back in, we're going to eat. All right, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to work out pretty quickly. We only have 20 minutes to film right now. My workout is normally 30 to 60 minutes, so I'm gonna go really fast. It's probably gonna be pretty hard. I'll be breathing hard. I won't be talking much, but if you wanna see my full workout, the link will be below. Yeah, let's do this. 27 minutes. We got it all done. I didn't do as much high intensity exercise as I normally do. Lately I've been doing 4x4, so 4 minutes at 90 to 100% of max, 4 minute rest. I just did 1 today. Get my heart rate in the 160s. But otherwise, yeah, I got a full workout. A lot of you are very good at exercise, so you do your thing. For most everyone else, getting up and doing things in the day is really the most empowering thing. It doesn't have to be highly technical. It doesn't have to be this entire list. Just doing the most basic of exercises, just getting your heart rate going, really gets your mind and your body in the right place. And so I don't want anyone to feel overwhelmed by this. Oftentimes life is defined by our ability just to take that first baby step and do the most minimal of actions in life. It helps start building momentum. We don't need to we don't need to do all these different things. I know when I was in my worst time in life, it was next to impossible. It was impossibly hard to get out of bed, let alone stare down, getting the kids ready for school, and then knowing that it would be good if I exercised, but then not having the willpower to do so, and then grappling with that whole thing. So so I guess the message here is if you're in a tough place in life, baby steps. Don't feel overwhelmed. Don't feel like you have to do what I'm doing or what others are doing. Anything, the smallest of thing is gonna be a big win. and get you in a better place than where you have been. So I hope this is encouraging, not discouraging. And you know, I was there a couple years ago. Like I trashed my body and mind for almost 20 years. And if I can come back from that really bad spot to be in pretty good health now, you can too. Now is one of my most favorite parts of the day. I get to have breakfast, which is a few pounds of vegetables. I grew up eating cereal. I now love eating vegetables. If you would have told me as a kid that as an adult, I would be eating this many vegetables for breakfast every day and loving it, I never would have believed you. It's true. All right, so super veggie. Then I have some fermented foods. This is 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. Of course, there's never a time in life too late to start taking care of yourself. Also, if you're 10 to 20 right now in life, what I would give to go back in time and begin this way of living at that age. It is so much harder to reverse aging damage than it is to prevent it. And so there's been this mindset that you live fast and die young, or that you do things in your youth and then you correct things when you're an adult. It's not a good idea. So if you're in your younger years of life, I would strongly encourage you to begin this and to avoid the traps of self-destructive behavior that have been the cultural norm. Now, if you're someone like me, you're in your 40s or 50s or 60s or even late 30s, and you're looking to make big changes in your life, the results that we've posted at Blueprint will hopefully give you encouragement. You can do this. All right, everyone, thank you for hanging out with me today. I had so much fun, like always. I love the relationship I'm getting to build with each one of you. Every video, it just gets better. I love reading your comments. I really enjoy the relationship building. I hope this was helpful, not because you have to do all of it, but because you can take bits and pieces here and there and improve your life ever so steadily. Final thing is I'm preparing for my son Talmadge to go to school in 2 months. He's my best friend. We do everything together. I'm beginning to plan what I'm going to do when he's not here. And so I have a solution. Talmadge, do you want to have breakfast with me today? How are you? Talmadge, what's happening today? What's going on? Do you want to bite a super veggie?